Good morning, good afternoon, good evenings, dudes and dudettes. We are here with head coach of the Oakland City Mighty Oaks, Ken French, on a special Thanksgiving morning. The clock never stops, does it, Coach? And he's down at Kingsport, Tennessee, hosting and organizing one of the greatest NAIA showcases every year. Down, it's called The Show. It's got 22 games in 3 days, teams from 11 different states, NAIA schools, 6 women's games, 16 men's games, and 22 total teams being represented here. Coach, did I get it all? Thanks for coming on. And I'm sure you're excited, but I'm sure after Sunday on the way home, you're going to be feeling pretty good.
Absolutely. This all came about. This is the 7th annual, NAIA Classic, The Show, and it all came about because, if you watch all the Thanksgiving events, the one that they play down at Disney, and then you got the Maui Classic, and you got the Battle for Atlantis, and all that, and my vision originally, and what I wanted to do was create something like that for teams at our level, and make it a neutral court environment, so you didn't have to play on somebody's home floor, and just see what we could develop. It started out with 8 teams, and now we're at 22 teams, and both have men and women, and it's turned into a phenomenal event. It's a great experience for the student athletes who get to participate in this event, and that's what we wanted to do. It's really good basketball, without question. Every team we got that participates every year may not be a ranked team, but once you get here and you're in this environment, everybody plays at a high level, and it's a really, really unique venue to play in, plus just a great event. You got so many games in one day.
Coach, why Kingsport, Tennessee? I mean, it's such a random place to put on such a showcase like this. There's got to be a reason why you settled at Kingsport.
Well, it's not as random as what you think with NAIA basketball, because I do have a connection to this area because I coached 3 years down here at Tusculum College as an assistant coach way back when in the late 90s. And then Appalachian Conference, they hold their conference tournament here. Now, the setup's different because they only have 1 court set up. We've got 2.
Okay.
The big wall behind me divides it. I'm actually sitting on court B. Court A is on the other side. We've actually got a team that's going to stretch and do some things in there this morning. You might be able to hear them. But it's not as random as what you think. Appalachian League plays here. Frank Lett, he runs the athletic or the sports division of Visit Kingsport, the Visitors Bureau for Kingsport, Tennessee. He's been phenomenal. We've developed a great relationship with Frank, and we work very well together. And he kind of runs that side of it, and I run the basketball side of it. And, like I said, it's turned into probably the premier NAIA holiday event. And that's not to disrespect anybody else out there, because I really have.
Coach, we all know what you just meant.
I like the Battle of the Beach and what they're doing down there. It's just a different format. We're able to bring in more teams because of the format that we use. It's a 2-game classic style. Everybody knows who they're playing in the 2 days. Get in and get out.
People probably don't even realize that they can come there and they're going to get 22 probably close games. There might be a couple where, someone's probably going to lay a dud. That just happens at these neutral courts playing, and sometimes them wide open places, it throws off the depth perception and someone goes ice cold from 3. But when you go to Battle of Atlantis and Maui, there's bad teams still in it that are going to get, you go down to Maui, you're going to have to watch Chaminade, just get absolutely throttled by Kansas, Duke, Gonzaga's. It's not even fun basketball. So when people come to the show, they're going to get 22 games of equal match teams that are going to be all good basketball. You're still going to see the dunks. You're still going to see the charges. You're going to get teed up. It might be you, hopefully. I want to hear about it if it did. But, there's a lot of excitement, and I'm sure all the players that come around, it's not like they have a lot of other places that they have time to go. So there's a lot of a natural crowd there, I'm sure, just from other players and coaches and parents.
It's a unique environment. Like I said, you get 200 people around the court. The way they've got it set up, you can see some chairs behind me with seating and all that. It gets loud. It gets loud in here. We've had a lot of overtime and double overtime games over the years, and buzzer beaters and that kind of thing. And the thing that I guess that we know that we're doing a good job putting out a good product is we have repeat teams that want to come back every year. And we've got a lot of relationships that we've built, and the word is spread about, what kind of event this is, and people want to be a part of it. And hopefully we'll be able to continue to draw teams from across the country and even push out further west and get some teams from the West Coast to come. That's been our goal, and, to keep a variety. We did it early on for the student athlete experience and to promote the River States Conference and the Appalachian Conference, along with the Sun Conference. Those three conferences have been kind of mainstays as far as teams participating in the event. And it's really worked out well for everyone.
Yeah, and and what that means also is they're not only happy with the basketball, they're happy with the accommodations for their team, they're happy with the food, they're happy with the non-clusterness that comes with some of these events. It's a compliment to you also, as well as also a compliment to the venue. Your buddy there that runs the Kingsport bureau there for the sports division, that just goes to show you that it's a desirable event because they know their guys are going to be taken care of. When you go to these events, you're putting a lot of your budget toward it, and so that's exactly what that means, right?
Yeah, it's Meadowview Resort. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, what are they? Hey, tell that guy to follow through. It's terrible. It's
a great event. Meadowview Resort here in Kingsport, Tennessee does a great job. The way they set up the courts, the way they set up the hotel, it's really like a mini national tournament feel you get to it, because all the teams in the hotel and the resort walking around, and they're eating and that kind of stuff, spending time together. They interact with one another. There's a lot of kids that know each other from each of these teams, whether they played AAU or high school with them, or maybe they used to play there. I mean, I've got three former players that used to play for me, playing for teams that are in the field this year. So it's a unique environment, and like I said, the resort does a great job. There's a lot of things to do as parents and fans. If you wanted to come to the games around Kingsport, you're an hour and a half from Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg area. Okay. But there's a lot of things to do here in the Kingsport area, and as far as shopping and hiking and all that kind of thing. But it turns into a great event, and they do a good job with the student athletes. And we've got like Indiana Tech and Oakland City. I know those are two teams that are going to eat Thanksgiving dinner here at the resort, and the meal is phenomenal. I've got guys that played for me 7 years ago. They still talk about that. That's exactly right. That's how you feel. Tryptophan will kick in pretty quick after you get done with
So, Coach, I know you got a lot of stuff going on there behind you here, and we can still hear you. So I know if you're worried about that, we got you. We just hear a lot of bricks there in the background, but we won't talk about that very much. But you got a couple big games here yourself here at Oakland City. You've had a rough start. Like everyone else, you're dealing with COVID issues. But it's, plug on and forge forward, because no one's going to feel sorry for you. And I'm sure you're a guy that's not going to feel sorry for yourself. So you kind of got a fresh start here. And now you've had time to build some chemistry with your team, all playing and practicing together. You got a couple big games. First one, a team out of Florida, Ave Maria. If I said that right, I think I did. Thanks to you. If I didn't, then I don't listen to coaching very well. And then lastly, you have another good one here, Central Baptist out of Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken. Just put someone in the Hall of Fame in football. But talk about the Oakland City games this weekend. You got a couple tough ones. Ave Maria's had a really strong start. Central Baptist kind of in the same boat as you. One win going into this weekend, but played some tough opponents and some tough games. How you feeling about it?
Well, we play Central Baptist first on Saturday, and then we play Ave Maria on Sunday. And they're going to be great challenges for us, as a team. To be honest, this weekend's huge for us because, we're so new, and we had almost a week and a half that we lost because of COVID. It's great for us because we're trying to come together, both on and off the court. We're trying to develop chemistry and relationships. And what we're doing, we're so team-oriented. Relationships are huge with what we're trying to do and what we're trying to build and the way we want our program to be. So this weekend's huge for us. as far as our growth and development. We may go 0-2, but it could be a defining moment in our program and our growth this year. And I like where we're at. I like where we're going. We've got to continue to get better. I thought we started off strong. Then we had the week and a half pause. And then we got some guys back. And then we had to wait on 4 more guys. And they're like a week behind everybody else. So, I don't know if it's because I didn't go through this last year with a team going through COVID. I had to experience this to know what everybody had to go through last year. But I've had enough of it already, and I'm hoping that we can develop and grow. And we've already played 2 league games. We're 1-1 in the league, but we come out of this and we've got 2 league games next week. We've actually got 3 games next week, but 2 of them are league games on Tuesday and Saturday, and they're huge. These early season league games are vital to how successful we want to be in the league, and right now that's all we're worried about.
Okay, so now how does this tournament prepare you for that? You're talking about having 5 games in about 8 days' time there. Well, the good news is they should have fresh legs, with the week and a half off. But so it's going to be a critical stage. But now you've got 2 games to kind of get under your belt against non-conference teams. So how big are these 2 weekend games for you? And then for a lot of other programs that come to this, the show?
I think it's huge because you're getting you develop depth. You're going to have to play some guys in these back-to-back games on Saturday, Sunday that maybe haven't been in your rotation. But because of foul trouble or fatigue, you're going to have to play some guys maybe who haven't had an opportunity to play. And you're playing different competition. You're playing people that don't know you, that aren't familiar with you and what you've done. And, it's kind of, yes, you got synergy and everybody's doing the film exchange and all that kind of stuff. And you prepare as much as you can, but that's on film. So the first 5 minutes of the game, you get a really good feel for the quickness and the speed of your opponent, and you adjust to it. But I think it's huge in the development of just, getting guys to understand things on the fly, having a quick turnaround, playing another game the next day, and seeing how they adjust to the game plan and scouting reports, and what kind of effort do they give, because one thing that the show has brought out in all the teams that have participated, there's a high level of intensity to all these games. You talk about even when the teams, there may be a blowout here and there, teams play hard because you're playing in front of your peers. There are a lot of other players watching the games.
Yep.
And you don't want to lay a dud. You're going to play hard. And that's one thing that has come out of this event. Most of the games are high intensity.
Right, because a lot of these guys know each other, throughout the recruiting process, AAU ball. They don't want to show their buddies that they picked a bad school to go to. They want to show that they made the right choice and that they should have went and followed them. So, yeah, you're right. That adds an extra probably layer of intensity and competition if they need any more. These guys are all competitors at this level. But I'm sure that makes, for some hooping and hollering from the stands when their buddies, cram one down or draw the and one or the block or the charge or anything like that.
You also get coaches pulling for teams too. Like, we've got Oakland City, obviously. We're representing the River States Conference, but you got IU East, IU Kokomo, and West Virginia Tech. We're all here from the same conference. So, you get a chance to watch teams from your league play too, but you're also kind of rooting them on because you want your conference to play well, because it helps with the national exposure of your league. If your league comes down here and plays well and all your teams go 2-0, then people start talking about, well, that league might be a little bit better than what you think.
Right. It's all about bids. You're playing, your league only gets so many bids after your automatic, bid for the conference championship. So the better that conference looks, it could be the difference then between getting 2 bids to maybe 3, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, Coach, I mean, what are you expecting out of your opponents here? Are you going to have some fast-paced here, full court? They're going to hit you with some press? They're going to sit back in a half? I mean, what are we looking at here? What do we got to do?
Those are the teams that we play. You talk about Central Baptist kind of off to a tough start, just like we are. But they play good teams. They're well coached. They're more up tempo than what we are. They got a couple of guys that can shoot it, and they're pretty athletic. It'll be interesting to see how we match up with them. I know a little bit more about Ave Maria because they're in the Sun Conference. Ave Maria is way more up tempo than we are. Most of the Sun Conference is, but Ave Maria shoots it at a high clip. They've got guys that can really knock down the three. We're going to have to do a really good job defending the 3-point line. You know, you can see these guys behind me; they're shooting threes.
Rick.
We have to do a good job defending the 3-point line and see if we can keep the number of possessions in the game down to give ourselves the best chance to compete and win.
All right. Well, Coach, man, just be careful for any balls hitting you in the back of that head there. I mean, what's nice is you got a fresh, nice, tight. Looks like you used a little extra lotion on that thing this morning because that, baby, I can see every light in that arena off the top of your dome there. I think I'm going to have to join you. I'm getting there, man. I think I'm at the point. I need to embrace it. You
know, especially coaches, that's what you do when you start receding hairline. You just shave it all off and just leave it. You know?
I love it, man. I love it.
Low maintenance.
What's that?
Low maintenance.
Low maintenance. That's right. Hey, we don't get no bedhead, do we?
That's right.
Well, Coach, I know it's Thanksgiving. I know your wife and your kids are down there. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'm sure you got just a couple things going on there today. I'm glad that you took the time to talk to me about this awesome event, the show. And, you know, who never know? You might have the Dude Network down there one of these days getting on the microphone, hyping up the crowd a little bit, starting the wave.
Anytime.
All right, Coach. Well, hey, happy Thanksgiving to you. Good luck with the tournament. Hope you guys all have 22 really close buzzer beater games.
Hey, I appreciate it, Tony. Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family and all your listeners and everybody that tunes into your broadcast. You're doing a great job helping promote small college basketball, and we appreciate it.
Hey, I'm happy to help, Coach. And if you or anybody ever needs anything, you always got a home here on the Dude Network. Ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dudettes, the one, the only, the beautiful haircutted man, Ken French.
Hey, thanks, Tony.
Yeah.